Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys a whole lot for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, if you have not subscribed, please, I would appreciate if you hit on the subscribe button and then just hit on the bell on the side to get an update whenever I upload a new video. That's just like basically the essence of hitting on the bell. Okay, so you can also follow me on all of my social media and platforms: Instagram Stylish Naija, Pinterest Stylish Naija, Facebook Stylish Naija. Today I'm going to show you how to actually cut and sew this trendy Canadian smoking puff sleeve. So I've gotten a lot of requests about this sleeve for people asking for the tutorial. So initially I actually did not want to do it because I already have a lot of Canadian smoking tutorials on my channel already. So but I just decided to change my mind. It is very simple to do. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to draft our sleeve. If you notice, it is a puff sleeve, so and it is not like an exaggerated sleeve, it's just normal puff sleeve. So what I'm going to do, I folded my pattern paper into two, so I have about 12 inches here. So I'm just going to come to this 12 inches part. I'll mark 5 inches like this, and then on this 5 inches part I'm just trying to just get a curve. So you notice what I have, because it is, I'm going to be pleating it. Normally my armhole is supposed to be, supposed to use 9, but like I said, I folded my fabric at my pattern paper at 12 inches. So from this point like this, I'm just going to come. So now I'm going to determine how much the length rather. Okay, so the length. So for this part I'm going to use about 10 inches for the length, and then when I'm transferring on my fabric, I will add about 1 inch to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mark this point like this. I'll mark it to this point like this, and then on this part, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reduce, because this part is going to be like we're going to like pleat it a little bit. So I'm just going to reduce this point. I could actually use it like this, just fold it, that's split it together, but I'm just going to reduce it like this. It's just simple. It's just like, it's very simple process. So you see the sleeve. So we're done already with the sleeve. I'm going to cut out now. See what you have. So at the end of the day, once we are done, once you fold this part and then you fold this part, you are going to have that puffness. So what I'm going to do next, like I said initially, I said I have different kind of Canadian smoking patterns on my channel. So this is like one that I've already done. So I'll drop the link in case you want to use any of the patterns. I'll drop the link. So you see this that I have. You are going to cut out your fabric. For each sleeve, depends on how big you want it to be. You can use 1 yard. That's 1 yard is going to be really big. But for a sleeve like this, half of an inch should do. So what you are going to do after smoking, you smoke the piece that you cut out. You smoke it like this, and then you fold it, and then you place your pattern on it to cut it out. Okay, so I'm going to take my already worked out piece, my already smoked out piece, and then I'll take my pattern and then I'm going to trace it out. So you can see my pattern is a little bit bigger than my fabric, but normally your fabric should be bigger. So I'm just going to cut it out. So normally when you're cutting, just make sure you have enough allowance on the side of So what I'm going to do, I will place like this now, and then I'm going to trim out to get the shape. Okay, so we already have our sleeve here already. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut out a strap. So I already have a strap here, so I'm going to measure it that we're going to use for this sleeve. So you know, because it is smoked, most times when you cut them out you actually don't get them straight. So is your lining, that's what you are going to use to straighten out all of the edges. So for this part I'm going to, so what I have here is about 3.5 inches. It's a little bit big, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit. I'll just trim it out to about 2, I'll trim it to 3 inches. 3 inches is good. Okay, so I have already have my strap here. So you can see from the picture above, you notice that the flange that was added on top of this part is a little bit stiff. So you can do it, you can decide to use your crinoline. You can decide to add a crinoline to the strap, and then this strap you can actually cut it out in 2 ways. You can decide to cut it out straight like what I did, or you can decide to cut it out in a flange form, so it will be a little bit wavy, but you can still make use of this, it will still work. So you can make use of this, or you make use of a strong gum stay. So this is like a soft one. There is another one that is a little bit stiffer, so you can make use of that. So after ironing your stiffener or your gum stay on the piece that you want to, the flange piece, or you use your crinoline, the next thing is for you to pleat it around the top part and then the down part. So for the down part, here's what you are going to do. You are just going to take the center of your sleeve like this. So Canadian smoking sleeve, they can be really undulating. So you just take the piece, you mark the center like this, and then the next thing you are going to do, you are going to have to pleat. So those the first thing is for the top part. So this is the armhole area, that's this point, from here to this point. What you are going to do, you are going to take your piece like this, that's after stitching your crinoline on it and then it is stiff, and then you are going to pleat it around this part. So you take this piece like this, you bring it to the edge, make sure it is slapping with the edge, and then you pin. So you notice the way I'm going to pleat it, because this part is where you are going to stitch on your sleeve. So this part you can decide to pleat it however you actually want to pleat. Just pleat it however you choose to pleat it. You notice this is the right side, it is right side facing right side. So you pleat it however you want to pleat it. So during the process of pleating it, you are just going to use your hand to like raise it up a little bit. So mine is really not standing very well because I've not ironed any stiffener on it or use a crinoline. So but once you use a crinoline, it's going to stand. So you just pleat it however. So you see the way I'm pleating it on this part, I'm just going to come like this. Just pleat it how it is going to work for you. That's just like the truth. So I'm just splitting it back and forth, back and forth. So I would go ahead. So this part like this, I would just go ahead and pleat it around till the end, the other part to the other end of my armhole. So because this part like this is where we're going to fix when you're fixing on the sleeve. Okay, so you see I finished pleating it. So you see how it is looking on this side. You see it is looking like what we have there. So the excess that I have, I'm going to cut it out. Actually, I used the full length of my taffeta. That's what I actually cut out. So it's about 2 yards, or about 1.5 in 1.5 meters. So that's what I actually cut out. So on this part, so you know that we've added our cut to the center. So this same process, we're going to repeat it on the down part of our. So this part, I'm just going to take it like this, let it match on this point like this also. This part is where you are going to add your band. So just make sure you turn it like this, let that part come this way, and then you are going to start pleating. So just the same process, you will pleat it however you actually want to pleat. So for this part, the center part, what you are going to do on this center part, you are going to move up a little bit. So when pleating, you are just going to pleat it in just a little bit upwards like this, just to have that curve. So it depends on how high you want it to be. And then from this part, I'm going to bring it down so my fabric is almost exhausted. I would take it back down this way like this. Just play around with your hands when I'm working this piece. Just play around. It is not something that is really difficult. So this part, so like I said, you can come in as much as you want. Come in as much as you want. So when stitching, you are going to stitch like this, and then you come to this point like this. Depends on how high you want it, and then you start coming back. So this part also, so I'm just going to pleat like this, and then so this part I'm not going to pleat again because my fabric is almost finished. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'll pleat on those points like this. So once you add the crinoline to it, you don't even need much stress. It's just going to be standing on its own. So you see we're done. So I'll pin this part also. So you see, once you pin it like this, you see it is standing already. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut out a band, or you could use an elastic. Depends on what you actually want, how you normally finish your sleeve. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take it back to my machine like this, and then I'm going to finish up this edge. So for this part, like I told you, for this part is going to, I'm just going to go and stitch it to it. It's going to stand like this, because this is how we're actually going to fix, when you want to fix it to your sleeve, to your body. So this is how it's going to actually stay. So this is the only part that you are going to hold together. So this part, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take it back now to my machine, and then I'm going to just ruffle it up to my round and sleeve measurements. That's my round sleeve measurements, which is about 10 inches. So I'll just do that and then come back and show you how it is looking. So I finished stitching. So this down part, like I told you, so I'm just going to trim it along the curve lines like this. So you see the way the down part is looking. So for the top part, you're just going to trim. Nothing's really much to trim actually. Just trim out the little excesses. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, the next thing, so you see it is looking like what we have there. So this part is going to stay like this. This is the armhole part that we're going to fix. So on this part like this, here's what I'm going to do. Like I explained earlier, I'm just going to ruffle this part up like this. So you see it is looking like, so I'll ruffle it up. I'll just like measure it up to my round armhole and measurement. Sorry, my round sleeve measurement, which is 5 inches, like I told you. Divided by 2 is, when you divide 10 into 2 is 5. So I'll ruffle it up to about 5 inches, and then I'll join this part and then come back and show you the final look of the sleeve. Okay, so at the end of the day, so you see how our sleeve is looking. So like I said, so this down part, you're just going to finish it up with your bias binding or your elastic, like I said. So this part, so you see the way the top is looking. So when you add your crinoline, it will even stand more. And then for the smoking, you can choose any smoking pattern of your choice to actually smoke out the sleeve. So I'll drop the link of the different kind of smoking that I have on my description box, so in case you want to use any other style. So thank you so much. So like I said, you see that the sleeve is not really a difficult sleeve. So you just put it around like this on the armhole, and then add this other one on the down part. So thank you so much. If you find this video illustration helpful, I would appreciate if you hit on the like button to make me know you appreciate what I did. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.